Something is very wrong in this trailer. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Episode 4 isn't just continuing the story, it's about to flip everything upside down. The tone feels darker. The characters look more desperate, and every single shot feels like it's hiding something bigger. This is not just another episode preview. This feels like a warning, and the most insane part. The trailer is quietly telling us that someone we trust might not make it out alive. The moment the trailer begins, it hits differently. There's no slow build-up, no calm introduction. Instead, it throws us straight into tension. The lighting is darker than before, almost like the world itself is closing in on the characters. Even the background feels heavy, like something bad is already happening before we can even understand it. This is a big shift from episode 3, where things were intense, but still somewhat controlled. Here, everything feels out of control. The quick cuts between scenes don't give you time to relax. 1 second you see a character looking shocked. The next second there's movement, chaos, and confusion. It creates a feeling that something has already gone wrong, and we're just catching up too late. What really stands out is how the trailer avoids giving clear answers. Instead of showing us what's happening, it shows reactions, faces filled with fear, anger, and disbelief that tells us something huge has happened off-screen. Something they don't want to reveal yet. This is a classic trick, but hear it. Feels more intense. It's like the story is hiding its biggest moment on purpose. And when a trailer does that, it usually means the twist is massive. You can almost feel that a betrayal or a shocking decision is coming. And it's going to change everything we thought we knew. Another important detail is the way the camera focuses on small things. A handshaking, a quick glance between characters, a moment of silence that feels too long. These are not random shots. They are clues. They tell us that the danger is not just outside, but also between the characters themselves. Trust is breaking. And once trust is gone, everything falls apart. That's why this episode feels so dangerous. It's not just about facing an enemy anymore. It's about not knowing who to trust. And then there's the pacing. The trailer doesn't slow down. It keeps pushing forward, building pressure with every second. You don't get a break. And that's exactly the point. It makes you feel the same stress the characters are feeling. By the end of the trailer, you're not just curious or worried that something irreversible is about to happen. Episode 4 is clearly not playing safe. It's aiming to shock, to break expectations, and to push the story into a completely new direction. And if this trailer is even slightly honest about what's coming, then we are not ready for what's about to happen. The trailer quickly shifts its focus toward the characters. And this is where things start to feel even more intense. You can clearly see that something has changed in them. These are not the same people we saw before. Their expressions are heavier. Their actions feel more urgent. And there's a sense that they're all carrying something they're not saying out loud. It feels like each character is dealing with their own hidden struggle, and those struggles are about to collide in a very dangerous way. One of the most noticeable things is how distance is shown between the characters. Even when they are standing close, they don't feel connected. There are moments where two characters look at each other, but instead of trust, there's doubt. Instead of understanding, there's tension. This is a clear sign that relationships are breaking. And when relationships break in a story like this, it usually leads to mistakes, bad decisions, and sometimes even betrayal. The trailer is quietly building this idea without directly saying it. There's also a strong feeling that someone is hiding the truth. You can sense it in the way certain characters avoid eye contact or hesitate before speaking. These small details are very important because they suggest that not everyone is being honest. And when honesty disappears, everything becomes unpredictable. The danger is no longer just about what's happening outside, it's about what's happening inside the group. This makes the situation much more serious because the threat could come from anywhere. Another important detail is how the trailer shows power shifting between characters. Someone who looked strong before now seems unsure. Someone who stayed quiet before now looks like they're ready to take control. This kind of shift is very important because it tells us that the balance is changing. And when the balance changes, it often leads to conflict. It feels like the story is preparing for a moment where characters will have to choose sides. And those choices will not be easy. The emotions in this trailer are also much stronger than before. You can see fear, anger, and even desperation in the characters' faces. This is not normal stress. This is the kind of pressure that forces people to act differently. Sometimes people become stronger under pressure, but sometimes they break, and the trailer gives hints that not everyone will handle this situation well. That creates a lot of suspense because we don't know who will stay strong and who will fall apart. There are also moments where it feels like time is running out. The way scenes are cut together makes everything feel urgent. Characters are moving faster, reacting quicker, and making decisions without thinking too much. This kind of pacing usually means that something big is about to happen very soon. There's no time left for careful planning. Everything is happening in the moment, and that increases the chances of things going wrong. What makes this even more interesting is that the trailer doesn't clearly show who is right or wrong. It keeps everything unclear. Every character looks like they could be hiding something, and every situation feels like it has more than one side. This creates a feeling of confusion, but in a good way. It makes the viewer think, question, and try to figure things out before the episode even begins. By the end of this part of the trailer, one thing becomes very clear. The characters are no longer united. They are divided, stressed, and possibly even turning against each other. And when a group like this starts to break, the results are always intense. Episode 4 is setting up a situation where emotions, secrets, and pressure are all coming together at the same time. And when that happens, it usually leads to moments that completely change the story moving forward. The most shocking part of the trailer comes in flashes. Almost like it doesn't want you to fully understand it on the first watch. There's a moment that stands out immediately, not because it is clearly explained, but because it feels completely out of place compared to everything else. It's quick, almost too quick, but it carries a heavy impact. A character is seen reacting in a way we have never seen before. There's fear, but also a strange kind of realization, like they've just discovered something they were never supposed to know. That single reaction changes the meaning of everything we've seen so far. What makes this moment so powerful is how little the trailer actually shows. Instead of giving a full scene, it gives pieces. A sudden movement, a sharp tone, a cut to silence. It feels like something huge happens in that gap, something the trailer is carefully hiding. This kind of editing is not random. It's designed to make the viewer curious, to make us replay that moment again and again, trying to catch what we missed. And every time you watch it, it feels like there's another layer you didn't notice before. There is also a very important shift in tone during this part. Up until now, the trailer has been building tension step by step, but here it suddenly spikes. The energy becomes unstable. The calm, controlled feeling disappears completely, and everything starts to feel unpredictable. This is usually a sign that the story is about to cross a line. Once that line is crossed, there's no going back. Whatever happens next will have permanent consequences for the characters. Another detail that makes this moment even more interesting is how it connects to earlier hints in the trailer. Small clues that didn't seem important at first suddenly start to make sense. A look that felt strange, a pause that felt unnecessary, a line that sounded simple but now feels like it had a hidden meaning. All of these pieces start to come together, pointing toward a twist that has been building quietly in the background. It's not a sudden surprise, it's something that was always there, just hidden well enough that most people wouldn't notice it right away. There's also a strong feeling that this twist involves trust being completely broken. The way characters react suggests that someone has crossed a line that cannot be fixed. It's not a small mistake or a simple misunderstanding. It feels like a decision that will change relationships forever. And when something like that happens, it doesn't just affect one person, it spreads, creating conflict everywhere. That's why this moment feels so heavy. It's not just about what happens in that scene, but what it will cause afterward. The trailer also plays with silence in a very smart way here. Right after this intense moment, there's a brief pause, no loud sounds, no fast movement, just stillness. But instead of feeling calm, it feels even more tense. It's like the silence is giving weight to what just happened. It allows the viewer to feel the impact without fully understanding it. This kind of pause is very powerful because it makes the moment stay in your mind longer. Another possible interpretation of this scene is that it might not be exactly what it looks like.